he goes to heaven. And the mythological heaven, the heaven of Hindu mythology, is not eternal. There is no eternal heaven. You go there for a while. And once, like some of these visas given to America, H1 visa or tourist visa, B1, B2 visa, once the visa period is over, you have to go back. If you don't go back, you become an illegal immigrant. And here illegal immigrants are tolerated, whereas in the heaven they won't tolerate. Once the time of staying in the heaven is over, he is thrown down. He has to come back. So that comes under the category of transmigration of the soul. The soul now gives up the heaven and comes down and takes up a body on the earth. This is how the heaven is described in Hindu mythology. Then Judeo-Christian heaven is well known to all of you. It is a heaven which is the place of God. God lives there. And that's why even God is addressed as, "Oh God," no. That is not the address to God in prayer. "Oh God in heaven," that is the prayer. You cannot address God as "Oh God." You have to address God as "Oh God in heaven." You have to put that emphasis on that heaven word. That's why the heaven of Judeo-Christian mythology is not the same as the heaven of Hindu mythology. Having said that much about the heaven of mythology, the heaven of philosophy, that is Hindu philosophy, or even Christian mysticism, that heaven is different. That heaven is the kingdom of heaven within. So, you see, the human mind, sometimes I wonder, the human mind works like that. People are waiting to go to heaven, whether it is a Christian mind or Hindu mind. They are waiting to go to heaven. Why? What is so special about heaven? We will be happy there. Therefore, then what are we presently? Presently we are not happy, we are unhappy. Okay? So nothing wrong. People ask me hope about hope. This is the hope. You hope to be happy. If you make it to the heaven, somehow get crashed into the heaven, and you will be happy. You hope to be, hope, this word hope, it sounds very wonderful and valid, but sometimes it may not be the right thing to pursue also. Because saying hope, you are hoping for something, means presently you don't have it, and also presently you cannot have it. Then only you can hope, So human mind works like that. They have given up on this happiness in the present. They are waiting to be happy in the future. This is how the ritualism and the religious ritualism operates, and the religious mind looks at it like that. This is not considered a very wise thing. Obviously, the wise thing would be to discover happiness now and here, and not at a different time in the future. No, now. And also here, not elsewhere. Here. Therefore, where I am, when I am, there I want to discover heaven. And the philosophy says, even Christian mysticism, which is like philosophy, they talk of a heaven, the kingdom of heaven within. That is Vedanta. Even in Bible, the moment you hear the word the kingdom of heaven within, that is not mythological or theological heaven anymore. You already left the theology behind and you have moved into the domain of philosophy, where the heaven is now and here and it is within you. You need not acquire it from outside. It is your own essential nature. And then once you discover your essential nature as the happiness, embodiment of happiness, in fact, it is the repository of happiness within you. That is your essential nature. And you only have to discover it. It is waiting there to be discovered. And once you discover that,
Hey, can you go on mute?
Once Once you discover that heaven, the kingdom of heaven within you, then once it is heaven within you, you have created heaven without you. And so we should all strive to create heaven around us. It is not first you create around and then you get it within. No. Because what you call the world, the society, the family, the surroundings, the environs, what you call all that is a reflection of what you are within. If you are happy within, then everything is happy without. If you are at peace within, you find peace all around. If you are conflicted within, then you see only conflict all around. Therefore, we have to strive to discover the heaven within, the kingdom of heaven within. So all happiness has only one origin, and that is your inner self. There is no other source of happiness. The world cannot give you happiness. Even the heaven cannot give you happiness. You see, we wanted to become happy and come to America to become happy, and come here we become unhappy. So we remain unhappy. Therefore, unless you are happy with a person who is happy in India, he will be happy in America too. A person who is fundamentally unhappy in India cannot suddenly become happy in America. That is everybody's experience. So, therefore, the happiness, there is only one source, and that is you, inner self. And you have to discover that inner spring of joy, springs of joy. You have to discover them, and in discovering them, they open up, and you will not know what is the sorrow, and you will remain in uninterrupted bliss. That has to be done now and here. That is the goal of the Vedanta. That is how we look at it. So an interesting question to begin with, so that is answered. Now I am not selecting questions, just one after the other, whatever comes. So, did Lord Krishna, Jagat Guru, have a guru? Yeah, he has a guru. So, you see, the guru, there are two kinds of gurus. The outer guru and the inner guru. The outer, you start with the outer guru, but ultimately you elevate yourself with the help of that inner guru. Outer guru is like the pointing finger. The child wants to see the moon, and the mother shows the moon. That is the moon, like that. The mother shows the moon to the child. But the child looks at the mother, and the finger of the holds on to the finger of the mother. In doing so, the child will not be able to see the moon. It misses the moon. Therefore, the child has to look at the mother, hold on to the finger of the mother, and then stop looking at the mother, stop holding on to the moon, pointing finger, and then look at the moon. Once it looks at the moon, the joy of seeing the moon, it comes from within. It doesn't come from the finger or from the mother. That is how it works. So you begin with an outer guru, but ultimately Atma means the inner self, the real self, is the Sadguru. That is how we say Atma is the Sadguru. The outer guru is the guru, but Atma is the Sadguru. And so that is how you move on. And Shri Krishna is not an exception. Shri Krishna, the moment the story goes that he sets the parents free from the bondage. The parents were bound inside a cell, and so they are set free by slaying this enemy called Kamsa, and then he comes home to the parents for the very first time. He left the parents as a child, just born child, but he comes back to the parents as a grown-up, young boy. He comes back. The first thing his father asks is, What were you doing all these years? He is already 10 or 12 or 15 or 16, I don't know exactly the age at the time. So many years you have spent. So what you were doing? What were you doing? He said, I was taking care of the cows, like a cow has boys. Okay, enough of that. Now you go to a Gurukulam and study. So he sends him to a Gurukulam. And the name of the Guru is Sandipani. So much so, that name is given to some of the Gurukulams of modern times. Swami Tattvavidananda Maharaj has named the teaching institution which he started in Bombay, as Sandipani. That is the name given. Therefore, Sri Krishna indeed had a Guru and his name is Sandipani. How should one speak to God? You see, you should look within and you should know that the God that you worship as the other in the outside is not outside so much as the God that you worship is within you. Unless there is God within you, you cannot have God without. Like suppose you are looking at a form of God, and that God, Krishna's photo you are looking at. You feel that you are looking at the God's form. But then there must be the God in the form of Lord Shri Krishna in your heart. Then only you are looking at the form of God in the outside. Suppose in your heart you do not have that for whatever reason. Then when you look at the form of Krishna, you do not feel as if you are looking at God's form. Anyway, the point I was trying to make is that the God that you worship in the outside as the other is indeed within you. He is neither outside nor the other. He is indeed within you and also not different from your real self. So unwittingly you are worshipping your own real self in the outside as the God. Therefore, look within. Don't be outgoing so much, what we call bahirmukha. So put an end to this attitude of outgoing. Happiness outside, joy is outside, peace is in the outside, God is in the outside, everything that beauty is in the outside. Like that, everything that we really want is in the outside. This is how we live. This is the attitude. So this attitude is called outgoing attitude, what we call bahirmukha in Sanskrit. That is very painful. It is not correct. You should know that what all you are seeking is within you. What all you want to be, you are already within you. You want to be a happy person, you are that within you already. You want to be a successful person, you are that already within you. Therefore, you should learn to look within. That antarmukha, you should learn to look within. And whatever you need to search for, you search within. You want peace, you search for peace within, not outside. Whatever peace you discover outside, it will remain very brittle. And it is now, but it is now there, and in a moment it is gone. And it is at the mercy of others. Whereas the peace within, which you discover, it is your own. Nobody can take it away from you. It is like the eye of the cyclone. So you are at peace within, eternally, timelessly, even when there is so much commotion and activity all around you. Therefore, you have to discover the peace within you. Therefore, you look within, search within, and you find the God that you are worshipping within you, and you speak to that God. And having said that, suppose you want to pray. You pray to the God within. So Shankara says, Pratas Marami Hrudi Samspurad Atma Tattvam. People wake up and the first thing they want to do is a prayer. Before starting the daily chores, you want to pray. So Shankara says, I too pray, but I pray to the God who is shining within me in the heart as the inner self. I pray to that God. Therefore, you pray to the God within you, and you want to speak with God, okay, go ahead and speak with the God within you. Even in the Christian mysticism, there are statements to that effect which say, you knock, the door will be opened unto you. Where is this door? The inner door, not the outer door. You seek, you will be given. So you seek within, you will get it from within. Therefore, if you want to speak with the God, you can speak with the God in your heart. You close your eyes, that is what meditation is, really speaking. You close your eyes and you address the God within. Oh God, why do you want to leave me unhappy this way? Why don't you help me to get redeemed? I want redemption from you. Please help me, please bless me. Like that you pray. And your prayer will immediately be answered. And that is how you have to do. And also, having said your piece, whatever prayer you want to say, you say. You say in minimum words. Don't make big prayers while closing the eyes and within. So you say minimum prayers. There are such prayers, very elevating prayers. One of them is Asato ma Sadgamaya, Tamaso ma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityor ma Amrutam Gamaya. That kind of a prayer you have to take. You should not start Kala Bhairava Ashtakam or Annapurna Ashtakam and all that. That is not meditation, this is meditation. And so you say the prayer, whatever little prayer you want to say, you say it. Having done your bit, you remain silent. And then God will speak from within. He will speak, he may not speak. Don't expect the God to speak in a particular way. Whatever way he speaks, you remain open to what God speaks. And so God will tell you, be kind, be nice, be loving. So that is how God will speak to you. It is possible. Try it.
Swamiji, many systems, they say you pray to your Guru. Guru means external.
You see, there is a thing called taking a lesson or a cue from the external Guru, or you ignore the truth that you have to know, the knowledge that you have to gain. You do not have focus on that. And now you put focus.
This service is provided by freeconferencecall.com. There is one other participant to the conference. Please announce yourself.
Okay. So, there is what people more often than not, what people do is they substitute the external Guru in the place of the truth which they are supposed to seek in the first place. Therefore, their focus will be shifted away from the knowledge of the truth or knowledge of the self in this case, and it will be shifted to the persona of the Guru. And they start worshipping the personality of the Guru. And then they start imagining so many things about the personality of the Guru. They imagine that the Guru's personality is something abnormal. It is not normal. And he is something greater. He is not a physical entity like any one of us. He is something more than that, etc., etc.
Isn't that a projection from within also?
It is a projection. It is not correct. All of this is called Gurudom. There is a name for it. And in India, you find enormous amounts of Gurudom in practice. They worship a physical person standing there with a pair of legs and a pair of hands, like any one of us, and they call him Guru. They call him Bhagavan, God. Bhagavan in the sense that the physical person is Bhagavan. That is how they call him. They worship him like that. But then the person becomes old, therefore then his hair becomes white. So my hair and your hair becoming white is all right, but the Bhagavan's hair becomes white, and then Bhagavan becomes bald-headed, and then Bhagavan gets a high BP, and now the cardiologist is required for Bhagavan. And Bhagavan invariably has diabetes. This diabetes seems to be superior to Bhagavan also, because it doesn't spare even the Bhagavan. So the point you know. Therefore, it is not the physical person who is Guru. In this regard, I would say there is a Zen master's saying. It says, as long as your focus is on the pointing finger, you will miss the truth. You will miss the moon. That is the Zen master's saying. Therefore, the pointing finger has a role to play. So you need not disregard the Guru. You pay all the regard to the Guru, but the Guru also should encourage you not to practice personality worship. The Guru should encourage like that. And sometimes what happens, the Gurus encourage personality worship. Thereby, it becomes a mutual exploitation. The Guru exploits the devotee or the Shishya, and the Shishyas exploit the Guru. There is a mutual exploitation. And then there is a ritualized reverence. The reverence is converted into a big ritual, and the worship of Guru becomes a huge ritual. So this kind of Gurudom is practiced a lot. You should not fall prey to all that. You take the Guru is the one who helps you to see the truth, who makes you think, who helps you think. You should think. You should investigate, and you should come to know the truth. And Guru is there to help you. And so Guru should play that kind of a role. You do not come across many Gurus who play that kind of a role. Most of the Gurus practice the Gurudom, which I have just now described. And the Sishyas also, the students also, they don't have the love for the knowledge, they don't have love for the truth. They are either looking for some miracles or some mystery or some exotic things, some imagined exotic thing. And they project all these things, miracles, mysteries and exotic things, etc. They project onto the person of the Guru. And the person allows all such projections. So it doesn't help anybody. Yeah. I have said enough about it. How do we get rid of our vasanas?
Can I ask a follow-up question? Why do we need a Guru to be one with the God? Why do we need a Guru, basically?
Why do we need a Guru?
Yeah.
Guru is like the pointing finger.
But why do I need it if I can read
You need
right?
it.
There is
You
lots
need
of-
it. Just now, as I said, people tend to be very outgoing, bahirmukha. And somebody should prod you that don't be bahirmukha, you don't know. So try to be antarmukha. Like that, somebody needs to prod you. It is something like calculus. You may want to know. Political science, you may sit at home and read it and get it. But calculus, you need somebody to teach you. So, in certain situations, you need a prodding or a pointing finger. Yeah. How do we get rid of our vasanas? And is there such a thing as having no desire or no ego? It's a beautiful question. There is a thing called having no desire. Look at yourself. You have a desire now, and then you have a desire after some time. Between the two desires, what are you? You are desireless. And between the two desires, when you are obviously desireless, do you suffer? No. In fact, you suffer only when you are projecting a desire. Because while projecting a desire, you feel the sense of want with it. And also you feel, with that thing I will be happy. Therefore you have already mortgaged the happiness to that thing, in desiring that thing. And therefore you have already concluded you don't have happiness because you don't have that thing which you desire. You don't have happiness. Suppose a person is living in a 2-bedroom house and he desires a 5-bedroom house. Now he cannot be happy anymore. It may take a year or it may take 5 years to move into a 5-bedroom house, or he may not be able to move at all. And therefore once for all he has mortgaged his happiness to that blessed thing, and he may not be happy in his life. I have known a person like that who remained unhappy for decades, And then came to the class, and then somebody like me prodded, come on, you are silly. Like that, then started examining, should I be unhappy like this? Therefore, when there is a desire, you choose to become unhappy. That is how the desire is. The desire is you invoke the sense of want in you. That is how the desire operates. And when there is no desire, between two desires, you are desireless. That is what you are. And when you are desireless, you do not suffer. In fact, you remain at peace and you are calm. Maybe you are even joyous. God bless. Only when you are desireless. Therefore, don't think that desirelessness is such an unreachable goal or any such thing. It is there with you already. You have to discover it and you have to manifest it. Then ego. You see, you are a conscious being. You should know what you are. People make a fundamental mistake of understanding themselves. They think many people in their ignorance, they take themselves, what are you? Suppose I ask you, what are you? You don't have, you means not you, that is the style of speaking. You don't have the correct assessment of you. Suppose I ask you, what is the essence of a horse? Suppose I ask you, you should answer running swiftly. That is the essence of a horse. Unless you are talking of the Tennessee horses which walk. They are called walking horses. They are not called horses. Walking horses. But the essence of a horse is running. What is the essence of a bull? Carrying the load. What is the essence of a human being? You think about it. Okay, I give you A, B options. You answer me. A, doing. B, knowing. Now what you choose?
No,
She chose B. So you are all choosing B. That is the essence of human being, not doing. But you take, you derive the sense of the self from doing. Suppose the cook says, I am the cook, means what? He derives the sense of the self from doing. A driver, in India they say driver, here they call chauffeur. The driver says, I am a driver. And the physician says, I am the doctor. The engineer says, I am the engineer. They all derive the sense of self from doing. You see, in a practical situation, you say, I am a doctor, I am not saying anything against it. How do you feel of yourself? You feel of yourself as a doing entity or a knowing entity? Quite often, people feel themselves as a doing entity. That's why, when there is nothing to do, they become jittery. They are very uncomfortable because they are supposed to do something or the other. And if there is nothing to do, and say you just be, they become uncomfortable because they somehow misled themselves into believing that they are a doing entity. And that's why people get stressed out. Sometimes this doing, it becomes too much for the mind. And the mind is put into a mode of doing more and more and more and more and more, never getting satisfied. And therefore we will not be able to sleep even. Therefore, human being is not a doing entity. Human being is a knowing entity. You are not a machine. You don't treat yourself like a machine. Of course, in certain aspects you are a machine. You are a living body. And body is a machine as long as it is living. And therefore the hands hold things, the legs walk, all that is there. But that is not your essential self. Your essential self is consciousness, the knowingness. That is your essential self. Okay? That is the first step. Knowingness. Let us say consciousness. Sometimes we use the word awareness also. There are some minor differences between them. But we will come to all that later. So you are a conscious being. You are not an active being. The body mind are active. You are a conscious being. That is what you are. First you have to discover yourself as the conscious being. Now, you look at this consciousness. This is the topic for tomorrow. You look at that consciousness. The consciousness, is it egoic or not? Mostly, the people, they live with an egoic consciousness. It is all about me and mine. That is how the egoic consciousness operates. It becomes a huge burden in our lives. That egoic consciousness makes us unhappy and keeps us unhappy and unfulfilled. And it is possible to give up this ego. You are not the ego. You just take it for the present only this much. So I don't want to spend the whole session with that topic. Therefore, it is possible to give up the ego. You take it as a goal. By giving up the ego, nobody will take away your home. Nobody will take away your bank account. So you need not all the time live with this syndrome of me and mine. It's a syndrome, me and mine. You need not live like that. People are afraid. Suppose I give up the me and mine syndrome, what will happen to me? What will happen to my family? This is exactly the problem. The me and the mine, that is your problem. Nobody will take away your family just because you stop looking at things as mine. Therefore, you have to come out of it. To put things in a nutshell, you have to come out of that egoic consciousness or egoic awareness, and you have to cultivate egoless awareness. You have to do that. And a Mahatma is one who has that egoless awareness. A Mahatma is that egoless awareness. That is the Mahatma. And people talk of Kundalini and all that. Kundalini rising and falling and all that. That is all a projection. That is all some kind of a tantric or mysterious description